Top 15 Most Attractive and Stimulating Boylove Beastman Novels. Beastman Boylove is a genre of writing about creatures that have both human characteristics such as walking, talking, and thinking, as well as having the essence or characteristics of animals. This genre is loved by readers because it brings the excitement of love affairs that transcend species. 1. Farmer with Snake. Author, Davu Thursday Dang. Genre, ancient romance, beastman, bisexual, he. Number of chapters, 41 chapters. Status, completed. The Farmer and the Snake is a bisexual love story series inspired by the fable The Farmer and the Snake. Different from the ending in the fable, the snake in the story repays the farmer's kindness of saving his life in a special way. Liucong is a farmer with no father or mother. Because he is bisexual, Liucong's appearance looks slim and petite. His mind is a bit slow and stupid, but in return his heart is very kind, so he is loved by everyone. While going up the mountain, Liucong encountered an injured snake and brought it back to take care of it. Unexpectedly, this snake can transform into a human and take care of Liucong in return. 2. Special Forces Go to the Beast World. Author, Trin Deep 2. Genre, time travel, field, life and death, warmth. Number of chapters, 128 chapters. Status, completed. Special Forces Soldiers Travel to the World of Beastmen is a series of books about beastmen traveling to space about Special Forces soldier Daiknai. During a training session, Daiknai accidentally wandered into another dimension. This is a primitive society with many strange creatures that Daiknai has never known. In this society, people who can transform into animals are called males and people who cannot transform are called females. Daiknai was brought back to the tribe by a beastman, a winged tiger. He used his knowledge to help improve the lives of this tribe and developed feelings for the beastman who saved him. 3. My Animal Husband Group. Author, Tu Ko. Genre, bisexual, beastman, epihe. Number of chapters, 46 chapters. Status, completed. My Animal Husband is an epi-animal fantasy series about the lives of Doi Tien and his 7 husbands. Doi Tien was fortunate to have the opportunity to be resurrected, but was unlucky to live on a strange planet called Lam Tin. Gender on this planet is divided into male, people whose nature is an animal, and female, bisexual people cannot transform into animals. The ratio of males to females in Lam Tin is 1,001. To maintain the race, the Empire has regulations that each female must have at least 5 legal husbands to register for marriage. If the female is strong enough, there may be more. Though DTN is a female and he must find suitable husbands. 4. Prehistory of Nurturing Fukai. Author, Quiet Tuet. Genre, ancient, he, romance, otherworldly, time travel, sweet pet, beastman. Number of chapters, 181 chapters. Status, completed. When talking about the passion for otherworldly beasts, one cannot ignore the book Prehistory of Nurturing Fukai by author Quiet Tuet. Chu Tich is a person who lived in the end of the world but then traveled back to prehistoric times. Here, everyone can turn into an animal. Chu Tich's body is a giant mammoth capable of destroying an entire tribe. But Hungda, an orc with the body of a bear, thought that Chu Tich was very weak. Because Hungda's lover was having an affair, he chose the weakest person in the tribe, Chu Tich, as his husband. Although Chu Tich was very strong, he hid it and let Hungda raise him. 5. Cat's Rose. Author, Not Thap Tu Chow. Genre, future, he, romance, science fiction, sweetheart. Number of chapters, 90 chapters. Status, completed. Cat's Rose is a futuristic beastman fantasy series with sweet, romantic content. The Earth entered the end of the world. Humans created the spacecraft Voyager to leave the mother planet and wander in space. During this journey of several hundred years, humans lost their mother planet, lost their direction, and lost their love. Lam 2 is the leading biologist at Voyager. He is working on a gene editing project for humans. After the pit incident, the experimental product of his project awakened. But contrary to Lam 2's expectations, this mutant creature has no fighting power but is just a weak little cat. 6. Has anyone seen my dragon? Author, Nakantan. Genre, time travel, beastman, superpowers, romance, love story, sweet pet. Number of chapters, 68 chapters, 4 extra sessions. Status, completed. Has anyone seen my dragon? Is a series that cannot be missed in the list of animal lovers. Kaidao accidentally travels to a planet called Alpha. The inhabitants of this planet all have transformed animals, but they suffer from a strange disease that when they turn crazy, they will attack everyone around them. Kaidao is the only one who can tame these beast men. This ability makes him an object of competition for the forces in Alpha. Kaidao didn't care, he just wanted to find the ferocious black dragon he met when he first arrived at Alpha. 7. Langtam Kahan. Author, a Fu 2. Genre, modern, romance, summer love story. Number of chapters, 17 chapters. Status, completed. Langtam Kahan is a passionate dog-human story series with attractive and very popular content. Huang Tinengu is a handsome, muscular, and attractive 30-year-old man, but he has neither a partner nor a lover. Once out, he picked up a hunting dog. Huang Ti Lam, his niece, insisted it was a husky and named it Tung Tung, while Huang Tinengu just called it Dog. Hound dogs live with Huang Tinengu and gradually penetrate into his life. He just didn't expect that this dog could turn into a human. 8. 6 Cats Fighting to Feed Me. Author, DM Kui Kang. Genre, modern, love story entertainment, sweet pet, fiction, 1 by 1. Number of chapters, 124 chapters. Status, completed. 6 Cats Competing to Adopt Me is a good animal romance series for those who like cats. After having a traffic accident, Kang Tin Lak woke up and discovered he was living in an era of mixed species. Animals in this era are not only smart and strong but can transform into humans. Kang Tin Lak is lost and helpless in this society because he has no house, no car, no job, no money, and doesn't know anyone. But unexpectedly, the 6 cats he raised in the past have now become people with money and power and are fighting to feed him. A love story about beast men. BL animal set for cat lovers. 9. Legend of Demon Cultivator in Exquisite. Author, Din Bang. Genre, crossover, beastman romance, delicate Number of chapters, 188 chapters. Status, completed. The Exquisite Beastman love story series Legend of the Demon Cultivator in the Exquisite tells the story of Nan Tuda, a 21st-century demon cultivator who has just failed to overcome his life. Nan Tuda was fortunate to be resurrected in the body of a male beastman who had just committed suicide in the interstellar era. In an era where there were only male orcs and pure females, a half-human, half-snake like Nan Tuda was the legendary half-beast. To avoid being taken away, Nan Tuda is determined to practice to become a perfect human being. But before he could succeed, Nan Tuda was eaten up by others. 10. 2 Ears Stand Up Straight. Author, Boundless Guest. Genre, ancient, sweet pet, fantasy, beastman. Number of chapters, 98 chapters, 27 side stories. Status, completed. The Beastman fantasy novel 2 Ears Straight Up is set in ancient times with sweet, cute content. When his older brother Hoktran passed away, he inherited all of his assets along with his brother's soon-to-be brother-in-law. The brother-in-law has sparkling, beautiful eyes and a gentle voice and is often attached to people. Because of obstacles in his identity, Hoktran did not dare express his feelings for his brother-in-law. But in the end, he ignored everything to pamper this boy. Unexpectedly, Hoktran finally discovered that his lover was a star-shaped lop-eared rabbit. 11. Not Neem Jai Tin. Author, 22. Genre, romance, historical, animal, fantasy. Status, in progress. Not Neem Jai Tin is a comic book series about snake and animal lovers Lu Engianbach. Lu Engianbach uses his magic power to eliminate demons and protect the people. During a visit to the demon palace at Kang Lakhouse Palace, Lu Engianbach saved a mortal prince. But this is a trap set by humans. This prince has the ability to make monsters obedient. He wanted to be Lu Engianbach's master, but he used a magic weapon to escape. Unexpectedly, this prince wanted to pursue Lu Engianbach to the end and become the lover of the snake demon. 12. Nguho Huthuit. Author, Tien Thuy Din. Genre, romance, comedy, historical, animals, fantasy. Status, in progress. Nguho Huthuit is a comic series about the love story between the fox demon Lin Ho Diem and the snake demon Lu Tu Khan. In the world of the story, demons cultivate by attracting the worship and love of humans. Snake lover Lu Tu Khan wants to use his beauty to become the beauty of Tai Tien Lao and be loved by humans. I thought victory was in my hands, but the appearance of the demon fox Lin Ho Diem caused the plan to collapse. Not only that, this fox also often disturbs Lu Tu Khan's life. 13. There's Fish in Nian Nian. Author, Tang Thapon. Genre, romance, modern, mystery, animals, humor. Status, completed. The animal-loving comic series Nian Nian Has Fish is about rich young man True D Nian. After an argument with his family, True D Nian left home with the family treasure pearl. But unfortunately he got lost in the territory of the mermaid tribe. The mermaid tribe's priest, Baklai Ha, was bound to this night pearl, so he asked Trudenian to stay and promised to protect him. 14. General Beware of Evil Dogs. Author, Naquan Tu Lao Hon. Genre, romance, historical, animal, fantasy. Status, in progress. General Beware of Evil Dogs is an animal BL comic series revolving around two main characters, the Heavenly Wolf Kan No and the Divine General Tam Chuok Fong. Before Kan No's Heavenly Wolf clan committed a crime and was destroyed, only he was lucky enough to survive. After growing up, Kan No once again caused chaos in the heavens. Tam Chuok Fong obeyed the order to quell the rebellion, but Kan No marked him with his mate's mark. Having no other choice, Tam Chuok Fong had no choice but to bring Kan No back to his palace. 15. Poor Raising Unicorns, Rich Raising Dragons. Author, Kim Fu Kui. Genre, romance, historical, animal, fantasy. Status, in progress. The animal BL series Poor Raising Unicorns Raising Dragons Rich has engaging and attractive content. The god of war Van Te was originally a dragon and adopted a unicorn named Huinlan. The two people's peaceful life was disrupted when Van Te fell for the emperor's plan, misunderstood Huinlan, stole the Lin Tu Chao and threw herself into the lower world. Huinlan did not want to leave the god of war, so he also went to the lower world to look for Van Te. Top 10 Best Historical Romance Boylove Comics this year. Chinese comics, also known as manhua, are becoming popular and even a craze in some countries, including Vietnam. Not inferior to Japanese manga works, boylove or passion comics are always sought after by fans. Read the best historical romance comics according to the ranking of the 15 hottest stories this year, latest update 2023. Find out now. 1. Transforming into a Villain, How to Live Here. Chinese name. Author, Vingnat. Genre, BL, historical, fantasy, time travel, royal court. Story status, in progress. Content. Tuduan is a young CEO who was diagnosed with an incurable disease. Even though he looks handsome, stylish, and has a job that many people dream of, he has never had a single love interest in his life. In his free time, he has no other choice but to devote himself to online novels. One of the most viewed works in the political struggle genre, the male lead is Yen Ha-tan, Prince of the Southern Kingdom. From a young age, he had to suffer the loss of his homeland and exile, so he harbored hatred and harbored plans to destroy the North. Tuduan wanted to rest for a while after reading the story, but unexpectedly, as soon as he closed his eyes, he went straight to the novel he read before. Worse still, his character is not the main character Yen Ha-tan, but the King of the North. His origin was that of a young prince of the Northern Kingdom who did not care about court affairs and spent his life passionately enjoying the company of men in the harem. This personality was originally inherited from the previous emperor. His father also once heroically led his army to destroy the entire southern kingdom, but after the destruction he only took away wealth and did not pacify the world. Even though Nam Yen Kwok was torn apart by other neighboring countries. The people were miserable, the soldiers were resentful. The main character in the novel is Crown Prince Yen Ha-tan of South Yen Kwok, initially imprisoned in the north, possessing outstanding talent but refusing to reveal it, suffering all kinds of humiliation. Later, Ha-tan escaped from prison and returned to recruit soldiers for peace and stability. The main character at first loves Vin Nin, who is a northern princess. However, later Vin Nin refused to reveal his feelings for Ha-tan and chose to commit suicide to preserve his feelings. After reincarnating, Tuduan clearly knew his situation, so he silently massaged his thigh to help Ha-tan in order to save himself. Tuduan had read all the details of the series, so he knew clearly that Ha-tan was a danger to the north. But in the end, Tuduan, instead of trying to change things, still released Ha-tan back to the country. As a result, the northern kingdom was destroyed. 2. The Cat Immortal. Chinese name. Author, Qian Guanjin Han. Genre, BL comedy, fantasy, mystery, historical. Story status, complete original, translated version with more than 130 chapters. Content. Kui Thursday then decided to descend to Earth to find someone who could help him overcome tribulation and become an immortal. During that culpa, Kui Thursday then not only had all the magic he practiced for so long sealed away, but he even turned into a beast with no way to return to his original form. Not only that, he was also turned into a small, useless cat without even the slightest bit of power or threat to others. But fortunately, he was able to immediately meet the person who fulfilled the fate he was searching for, Han Tin Deek. At this time, Tin Deek was being closely pursued by strangers. Kui Thursday then wanted to save Ha Tin Deek from the assassination attempt and rushed out to block the sword. As a result, he was seriously injured. Ha Tin Deek took pity and was moved to take care of him. In the end, he discovered that Tin Deek was originally an extremely cat-crazy young master. As soon as he opened his eyes and woke up from the riot, he found himself sitting in a huge nest with many other cats surrounding him, looking at him with suspicious eyes. Originally, Kui Thursday then wanted to scream and complain to heaven and earth, but in the end he could only utter a weak meow, enough to make him lose face and reminisce about his heroic days. This made Han Tin Deek even more proud and crazy about him. He really wanted to struggle, but Kui Thursday then had to settle down and let Tin Deek do whatever he wanted. 3. Love the Hunter. Author, Mao and Duj. Genre, historical, romance BL. Story status, in progress. Content. From the outside, the Tuyu tribe looks no different from other normal people. There is only one secret that only people in the clan know. That is, as long as your mind is compatible with anyone, no need to get married, no need to get married. With just a direct look into the other person's eyes, you can make your partner pregnant. Despite possessing that unusual ability, the population of this ethnic group is extremely small. The male lead himself, Tuyu Tin, is the last remaining male of his clan, but he has no feelings for women and is only passionate about men. So he decided to leave home when he was only 19 years old so as not to harm any girls in the world. Moving to a strange city, Tuyu Tin eventually became the owner of a cafe, enjoying a peaceful, quiet life day after day. But in life, people's calculations are not as good as God's calculations. Tuyu Tin found a child in front of his house. This accidentally brought the child's father to the place to get it back. Right in that moment, Yu Tin realized he could no longer live a happy single life like he wanted. It seemed like something strange was rising inside him. 4. Try it Tam. Author, Duong In Nin. Genre, BL, historical. Story status. Content. Lanon is a person whose love style is like a fire. Passionate, hot, but also because the heat is too great, it can easily hurt the lover to the point of heart and liver pain. Hua Vai's feelings are completely opposite, like a spring stream. Gentle, cool, quiet, step-by-step healing the deep wound that has been imprinted for a long time. Shimin Tien Nok now has a very high pursuit of happiness, longing to be protected by an embrace. Birds are afraid of bent branches, afraid of loneliness and pillows. Without the slightest hint of defiance, the moth rushed into the fire, ignoring his injuries and doing what he wanted. 5. Nap Mak Chi Than. Chinese name. Author, Bobo. Genre, romance of reincarnation, historical costume, Marquis Court. Story status, in progress. Content. Van Tuc is the prince of Dai Yuyan, but his body was weak from an early age and he had to often disguise himself as a princess named Fuang Ni. General Ha Hao's son, Ha Hao Shuyan, became a fellow secretary to Princess Fuang Gi thanks to the 8 characters with Prince Van Tuc. From the day they met, Hao Shuyan fell in love with Fuang Gi, but then because of being separated by outsiders, he mistakenly recognized Tan Lone, Van Tuc's royal sister, as the love interest he secretly loved for a long time. The day Ha Hao Shuyan learned the truth, Dai Yuyan encountered an incident in which Tan Lone played an important role. When Ha Hao Shuyan arrived, Van Tuc was seriously injured and could not be cured. Van Tuc was reincarnated back to the time when Ha Hao Shuyan gave his marriage, and because at that time they did not recognize each other, they still fought fiercely like 2 children arguing. To save Dai Yuyan and protect his loved ones, Van Tuc must expose Tan Lone before he relies on the power of the Marquis family. 6. The Untamed. Chinese name. Author, Mao Duan Tu Kim Kim. Genre, romance, ancient costume, reincarnation, cultivation, romance, strangeness, and strangeness. Story status, in progress. Content. Nicknamed Old D Lang, Wei Wuxian was besieged by many members of his family because of his actions in practicing black magic, and finally had to commit suicide and go to Lan Tenquang. Many years later, he was brought back by a young man named Mak Huinvu who used the forbidden magic to summon souls. Abandoned by his father, oppressed and hated by his family since childhood, this man wanted to ask Di Lang Laote to take revenge. So Wei Wuxian was officially reincarnated as Mak Huinvu. Wei Wuxian quietly returned, but somehow the gangsters began to spread the news about old Di Lang's return. In addition, strange phenomena began to appear in some areas because of the disturbances of angry spirits. Wei Wuxian went to the scene to find out and unexpectedly met Ko to Lam T's Hem Quang Quan Lam Vong Company. Previously, the two met often, but due to their different personalities, they had a confrontation. But this time, only Lam Vong Ko trusted him unconditionally. The story also starts from here. 7. That your thousands of miles searched for Fong Hao's Wei. Chinese name. Author, Hao. Genre, romance, historical drama, royal court, mutual love. Story status, in progress. Content. When Chung Yuyan was young, his family encountered difficulties. He was saved by the little prince of Australia, who allowed him to return to the palace. After that, Chung Yuyan began to have feelings for little Prince Australia but hesitated to confess. On top of that, Prince Nin's duty to protect the children remained after his death, so he had no choice but to leave. Knowing he couldn't hold him back, UCXA had to turn a blind eye to let Chung Yuyan escape. When Chung Yuyan left, gossip stories began to appear everywhere about their love. It turned out that Chung Yuyan had impersonated UCXA to gain prestige and bring his brothers and sisters to their new home. When he heard this story, UCXA was very excited, seeing this as a lifeline when he was very lonely and desperate. Unexpectedly, a few years later, Chung Yuyan returned to the capital. So the opportunity for UCXA to settle accounts with Chung Yuyan has also arrived. 8. Dragon Transformation. Chinese name. Author, Quang Tuan Quan, Cat Lu. Genre, romance, historical, fantasy, reincarnation, teacher's love. Story status, original completed, translation in progress. Content. Mac Tien is a refined carp but luckily became a dragon after crossing a dragon gate once. Mac Tien was hated by many people and tried to kill him because of his special status. Unfortunately, when he was about to be deified, he was falsely accused. No one believed him. The end result was his death at the hands of the master he respected, Lim Trin Tin Quan. Fortunately, Mac Tien was able to live again under the guise of a carp and once again successfully crossed the martial arts gate. Mac Tien tries to approach Lin Trin for revenge. Unexpectedly, this incident has put both of them in danger while the old enmity has not yet been resolved. 9. Looks like he got the wrong script for the female lead. Chinese name. Author, Irrepressible. Genre, time travel romance, historical, royal, comedy. Story status, in progress. Content. True Deek is a man living in modern times but unfortunately traveled to ancient times and possessed a small marquee when he fell into the water because he was harmed. Originally, True Deek had both legs paralyzed, but now he can run and jump like a normal person. However, to maintain life, True Deek must please a man. The person he needs to pay attention to is Ko Van Hoen, a prince without worldly affairs at peace with life. This mission is more difficult to complete than ever when Ko Van Hoen is extremely difficult. At the same time, this adventure of True Deek is more or less good and bad when he has to try to find the person who intentionally harmed him before. 10. The Vaithlong. Chinese name. Author, Zoa 2. Genre, romance, historical drama, reincarnation, royal court, power intrigue. Story status, in progress. Content. One of the three princes, Ken Thieu, fought the enemy, returned to the capital, and ascended the throne at a very young age. Everyone thought that he would eventually become emperor. But in the end, because he was betrothed to his male wife Emoham Chuang, the throne slipped out of his hands. Holding on to hatred, he did not pay any attention to Emoham Chuang's wife. However, Ken Thieu was falsely accused of plotting to usurp the throne, so all his servants turned away and no one stayed by his side. Only Emoham Chuang was willing to die with him. After his death, Ken Thieu was reincarnated at the right time to be crowned king with a plan to change the situation. Top 15 Modern Boy Love Story Worth Reading. Modern erotica stories set in modern society, telling stories of love, the connection between people in everyday life, and the colors brought about by same-sex love have made this genre become an important part of geek culture. In this article, I will synthesize and introduce to you a list of modern passions worth reading. 1. Collection of the best boy love romance novels. 1.1. It's my turn to go on stage to carry the team. Author, not the Hoathwang. Genre, romance, modern, hammock travel. Main character, Quang Then. The modern Chinese fantasy series by author Not the Huathwang is set in the electronic sport Du Mong. Quang Then was once a professional player of this game, participating in large and small tournaments with his natural talent. However, an incurable illness struck him, forcing him to stop. Too desperate, he chose to freeze himself and wait for a miracle to happen. 30 years later, the game Dumong launched the world's first virtual reality mode, attracting millions of people to flock to the game. At this time, Dumong was also woken up. Will his journey in this game continue? Let's follow this modern hobby to discover. 1.2. Disguised as a bad student at school. Author. Genre, romance modern. Main characters, Ha Tru Tadu. Belonging to the modern school romance genre, the series revolves around two characters who are the leaders of the East and West sections of the school. In the 11th grade, the two of them suddenly entered the same class and sat at the same table. So from then on, everyone in the class was surprised to see these two big brothers constantly competing for the top position in the class from the bottom up. These two people are both good students, but they both want to pretend to be students. They go to school and cause trouble, but when they come home, they secretly study. One day, the school was even more surprised to see the two big brothers together. Watch the funny story between them in the complete list of modern love stories. 1.3. Rust. Author, Ma Kwa Hong. Genre, romance modern. Main characters, Tu Tan, Lamin. The modern love story series is set in the 2010s when society was still not comfortable with the term homosexuality, an era where love also had to endure a lot of discrimination from those around them. Tu Tan and Lamin, two people with similar personalities, are quite quiet and all their emotions are hidden in their hearts. Their story is like a clear stream of water, gentle and calm, but there will also be times when someone else throws a stone into that quiet water, all described in this modern, passionate series. 1.4. The Dark Leader comes out in C position. Author, Xianvuhan Hoabak. Genre, romance, modern, antique. Main characters, Bin Kwa Mindu. Among the top modern love stories, stories with ancient elements piercing metal. Ta Bin Kwa is a leader of the secret guards in the palace, accidentally transported to modern times. While walking on the street, an entertainment company noticed his and immediately debuted in the entertainment industry. To make money, he tried his best to integrate into the entertainment world. With his white skin and face full of spirit, he conquered many fans one after another. But he didn't expect that in this world, he could once again meet the emperor he loyally protected. 1.5. The entire entertainment world is trembling. Author, Lam Trihak. Genre, romance modern. Main characters, Niptien Thursday, Ha Tin Hang. Top modern love stories about the entertainment industry that cannot be missed. The plot revolves around the character Niptien Thursday, a hot actor. His viewers are always divided into two camps, fans of his handsome appearance and anti-fans who always scold him for being feminine and weak. Niptien Thursday has a working principle of always wanting to make money in the easiest way without spending much effort, so he doesn't care about what others say. However, everything changed when he agreed to participate in a martial arts game show and he was not careful to show off his kung fu in front of thousands of people. 1.6. School Ha Boys get trolled every day. Author, Hai Tu. Genre, romance, modern, life. Main characters, Hua Lin, Ta Traek Diet. A cute and gentle modern school romance novel. Hua Lin once met a boyfriend when he was in college. However, their family background and qualifications were too far apart. He dropped out of high school and the family still had a debt. That boyfriend proactively broke up with Hua Lin. After breaking up, a car drove towards Hua Lin and his ex-boyfriend saved his life and passed away. God gave Hua Lin a chance to relive his 11th grade days. He was determined to find him again. Looking forward to his next journey in the list of good modern love stories. 1.7. The Great Elder of the Demon Clan in Modern Times. Author, Due Mac Dang Hoa. Genre, romance, modern, fantasy. Main characters, Tam Mong, Juhak. The perfect modern love story series tells the story of Tam Mong, a high-ranking demon in the demon clan from 1,000 years ago who was suddenly reincarnated into modern times. He entered the body of a teacher, so he determined to disguise and hide. Until a monster appeared on the school campus. What will be the journey of this demon race in modern times? Let's follow this in a good modern romance series. 1.8. What's Wrong with Boss DM? Author, La Back Hoa Rabbit 2. Genre, romance modern. Main character, To Cheat. The modern love story charismatic boss DM saw the by author To Cheat revolves around the life of an international school student lucky enough to be accepted into a large company. Everyone on the outside looking in admires him for being talented and having a good life. But no one knows the bitterness when he has to face an unlovable and cruel boss every day. But one time, Boss DM had an eye accident that resulted in temporary blindness and needed someone to take care of him. So the DM family remembered the employee next door, paying him a large amount of money to go to the house next door to take care of him. In order for his boss not to recognize him, he also had to take an accent class. All these funny details are in the full modern romance story. 1.9 Forensic Evidence. Author Vinkoi Nam-sun. Genre Romance Modern. Main characters Kai Min, La Jia-nam. Reviewing modern love stories, we must mention the forensic investigation series of the detective genre. This is a story about the journey of solving difficult, suspenseful, and stressful cases. Besides the cases, there are humorous moments between the hot-tempered, beating people, straight man of iron, police officer, and the beautiful, intelligent forensic scientist. 2. Good modern romance comics. 2.1. Wanna add you to cart? Author, Antarctic Bear. Artist, Antarctic Bear. Genre, BL, Slice of Life, Modern. Wanna Add You to Cart is a great modern erotic comic series about two classmates. Tuan is a rich guy but addicted to shopping, always wanting to put everything in the shopping cart, including the person he secretly loves. Bao is a good student but is a bit addicted to money. Let's watch the cute stories between them and see how the young master will put his friend in the shopping cart. The Modern Geek comic series brings you interesting drawings and content. 2.2. How to Say, I Love You. Author, Idi12. Artist, Idi12. Genre, BL, Slice of Life, Modern. The author's best modern love story is a gentle everyday story about the journey to conquer someone. Hung and Min used to be neighbors, then the two of them were entrusted by their families so they lived in the same house. Hung was still a student and Min was working. Gradually, Hung realized his feelings for Min, but he was still hesitant to say anything. This is a lovely modern love story series that also shows the emotions of someone who is new to love. 2.3. Living with Thieves. Author, Ping Ki. Artist, Ping Ki. Genre, BL, Slice of Life, Modern. Living with a Thief is a modern urban fantasy story that tells the story of a new student who is late and cannot stay in the dormitory. He was introduced by a senior to a cheap, comfortable boarding house nearby, but he did not expect that on the first night, a thief would visit his room. This thief still wants to stay and live with you. 2.4. The End of the Horizon. Author, Haivu. Artist, Haivu. Genre, BL, Slice of Life. The story is about Sun, a young boy intending to end his life. At that moment, a stranger came and talked to him about why he came to this decision. Since this conversation, his soul seemed to change and everything started from there. 2.5. First Love Tastes Like Lemon. Author, Sweet Lime Comic. Artist, Sweet Lime Comic. Genre, BL, Slice of Life, Modern. The modern love story series is set in a special world where the concept of soulmate exists. If two people have a soulmate connection with each other, they will have special feelings and live a life together. Chris is a young, bright, vibrant man who is always enthusiastically looking for his other half. Until he met soulmate, but he was someone who had no interest in love. 2.6. The Keystone Romantic Combination. Author, Tiva Unilim. Artist, Teal. Genre, BL, Slice of Life, Modern. One of the best modern fantasy stories about baseball. Youngjin feels like he has lost all passion for the sport and is jealous of a young player who is shining. But many years later, the two of them were invited to join the same team. At this time, he gradually felt that this young man was quite interesting. Hopefully, after reading the works on this list, you will find joy and warmth in the pages and continue to accompany the world of modern romance stories where love never ends.